So here's the deal. If you have on your list, you're manifesting in your dream job, and it is if a few things aren't in play, if you're not expanded enough for it, meaning you haven't seen to believe that it's possible for you, you don't have enough experience in it, so you don't have enough confidence to be in your worth and your power to attract it in, it's not going to be coming right away. You need gaps, you need bridges to get there to build into it. So if you have this on your list and it's not coming through, one of those things are at play. You don't feel you're worth enough about it, or you're not expanded enough for it. Or you're just going to receive quite a few tests because you've settled with such low self-worth in positions you've been in before. So all of that will be at play when you're trying to manifest in this job, and all three components have to actively be in balance and pass to come together for that to come through. So if you're listening to this right now and you're recognizing, because you're self-aware, that I don't have one of those components in play, or two of them, or three of them, that job can't come through. Therefore, you're going to need something intermittently to allow you to expand enough to get there, to really get the confidence, the experience to be in your power, and to have enough of a net to pass tests. And that bridge can look a couple of different ways. It can be saving up a really big fuck you fund, is what I call them. I like for my clients, if they're really looking to transition from a job they hate, say they've been in corporate forever and they're really wanting to move into their passion, they need to have at least 3 to 6 months of their full monthly income in the bank, so they have that enough time to go and work all of those muscles to get them all in play, to be expanding enough, to be in their confidence enough. So mentoring under people, interning under people, to really learn and know that they're worthy enough and have the experience, and so they have enough of a cushion to pass tests along the way. So that's one of those really important bridges to have in play. Now, if you don't have that in play, you need a job to make that come into play. Or if you're lucky enough to have a trust or other weird things that you inherit, there needs to be some safety net. So again, if you don't have that, you need to go get a job or have a job right now to create that. It's awesome if that job's sort of within the field of what you're wanting to do. Again, so if you're having to go get a bridge job, taking one under where you're able to mentor under or assist somebody who is your expander, or who does things that are like you're expanding, or elements of the expanding career you're going to be in. But that bridge needs to be in play. So for the person asking that, you're needing that bridge right now. And if it's just a whatever mindless job for you that you have to do because the other opportunities aren't coming that are kind of like what you're calling in, that's your starting point. That's where you're saving up your money. So making sure to put that bridge together. The next component is, and I have an article on the blog called Transitioning Careers that you can Google and find that talks about this. The other elements you need, and I always tell people, is when you're transitioning into your dream career and you're starting to do that dance with the universe to be able to have time to pass all those tests and to really expand, I really encourage you to minimize your expenses as much as possible. So for me, when I went to go do that, and I was leaving my corporate or teaching job that I hated so much, that year I saved up $4,000. I also, joined insurance with my mom, so it would be the cheapest possible. I had the cheapest rent heard of in Los Angeles. I cut my phone bill down and joined that with my mom. I knew that I needed to cut my overhead to nothing. That whole year I was working as a teacher, I paid off all of my debt, so that my overhead a month was $600. And that gave me so much freedom to listen and get the pings and the clarity to start this blog. I had the space for that finally, and I was also in my worth by leaving my old job. I had done years of different jobs that gave me the tools necessary to be able to carry out the blog once I started it. I was an actress, which allowed me to be seen, and I was a model to be photographed. I also was an interior designer for a while. I had to mentor under a woman for free to learn, and then I started my own firm, and that gave me the eye and the aesthetic and how to style. I had my first job in Los Angeles was a producer. It was, I started out at the front desk and then I became a producer, and that taught me so much about business and how to run a business. So everything we do along the way is giving us the tools we need once we're in that space of worth and we're on our flow to receive our download of what to follow. So again, the big tips are to minimize your expenses and create a bridge when you're really trying to manifest in this alternative career. And if you're not in unblocked opulence, you need to be in that right now to be learning even what I'm talking about in more depth and how to go through it. So those are really important elements. I know old manifestation books talk about like just leave, visualize, and be in the frequency and you'll get it. I'm sorry, but this form of manifestation, the one that I've done for years now, it takes work. It takes stepping into your power, it takes expanding, and you need a cushion to be able to really, really dance with the universe when you get down to the rock bottom, into that magic dark where you're like, oh, my account's running out and I don't think I'm going to be able to say no to my next test. You need that cushion.